All right, let's get back to tracking Beryl, now just hours away from making landfall.
Weather Chief Bill Taylor is with us tonight. Bill, it's not a hurricane just yet.
I really thought it was going to happen. At the 10 o'clock advisory, watching pressure drop a little bit, seeing the winds pick up to 70 miles per hour at 7 p.m., I thought for sure. So I'm thinking the overnight advisory, will probably get one around midnight or maybe 1 a.m. at the latest. I think it's going to be a Category 1 at that point. Remember the history of this storm. It was the earliest Cat 5 in recorded history, and then it was a Cat 4 when it hit the island of Jamaica. So to see it just as a Category 1 is a blessing before it makes landfall on Texas. Let me kind of give you a lineup here, the headlines on Tropical Storm Beryl. First, we're now 4 to 5 hours from landfall at Matagorda Bay. The storm centers about 75 miles off the Texas coast. About 6-foot storm surge is going to be the highest that we expect, which is really, it's going to cause some flooding, but that's not going to be too bad. And the rainfall expected to be isolated in San Antonio and the metro. In fact, yesterday's frontal boundary, yesterday's little cold front, probably delivered more rain than this system's going to do for us. Notice it's taken up just about all of the western Gulf, and you're going to see tropical clouds tomorrow. You can always tell the difference when the clouds are coming off of a tropical system. You're looking at infrared cloud imagery right now, and this measures the colors by temperature. So the darker the colors, the higher the cloud tops, the colder they are. And notice that the storm again is marching a little bit more north than northwest at about 10 miles per hour, and the winds are at 70 miles per hour. Pressure still on the high side as far as a building storm. But I'll tell you, if this thing gets on the horse and starts to really close in on the coast, we could see some rapid intensification right before landfall. And that's what's interesting. You know, one of the factors in climate change these days are hot coastal temperatures. And so because of that, it really kind of interacts with the friction and takes that out of the equation. Because typically, remember that the sea bottom is going up as these storms are coming to the coast. And so when you consider the fact that it's encountering more friction, a lot of times hurricanes will diminish and weaken upon landfall. Harvey didn't do that years ago, and it doesn't appear that Beryl's going to do it either. We're expecting a Cat 1 onshore and even a Category 1 still northwest of Houston tomorrow afternoon before it regains tropical storm status and heads into Little Rock, Arkansas, midday Tuesday. Close-up view of that landfall. So this has been moved to the east and now over Matagorda Bay east. This is the town of Matagorda. This is Matagorda Bay. This is Port Lavaca. So it's now even moving a little farther north up the Texas coast. And again, Cat 1 once inland. All right, so the rain bands, again, very heavy tropical rains. You know, you can get the tornadic activity on the northeast quadrant because that wind whips around. You get a lot of good wind energy. We're still expecting it onshore by about 4 a.m. near Bay City and marching north. And again, maybe a drizzle or two at 2 p.m. in the afternoon. Watch what happens on Tuesday. We've got an impulse off this outflow boundary that might drop in. So there's a good chance, but I'm not going more than 20 or 30%. Ken's 5's exclusive 14-day forecast. Again, 20 to 30% rain chances with daytime heating. With enough tropical atmosphere, we could kick up something, but we're not going to see much. And then dropping rain chances as we get to the 13th and 14th over the weekend. Heading into the week of the 15th, we're not going to see a rain chance, and temperatures will go up as a response to that. In fact, highs are going closer to 100 as we get to July 20th and 21st over that weekend.